You guys, we have got to talk about this insane Crumbl cookie scam that went down in Australia recently. We're talking someone flew to the US to buy Crumbl cookies to sell them in Australia a couple days later. This is the most insane thing ever. They're trying to save themselves with receipts that they have posted online saying they never claimed to be Crumbl. They followed all legal procedures. It is just wild. I cannot believe that this is something that happened and that people actually purchased cookies for the amount of money that they were selling it. But we're gonna get into this whole entire crazy scam situation because this is a mess. Crumbl cookie has really become one of those staple foods that you will see people eating on TikTok. The cookie shop has absolutely blown up, and now I can't even call it a cookie shop because now they're doing cakes and pies as well on their rotating menu, but they have multiple locations that are constantly popping up all over the US, and it's also in Canada, but each week people love to review them and share it on social media. Those living outside of the US and Canada have been wanting to get their hands on these cookies and haven't had the chance to until this past weekend when Crumbl was allegedly coming to Australia. Except it wasn't actually the Crumbl company making their way over there. The cookies were, but not the company. There was an Instagram and TikTok page promoting this Crumbl cookie pop-up. The account was at Crumbl Sydney on TikTok, and some of the promo seemed legit. I mean, legit enough for some people to believe this was in fact the actual Crumbl company coming to put on a pop-up. People who had been wanting to try Crumbl lined up for this pop-up, and some did note that they did think that things were sketchy and that they knew that Crumbl wasn't behind this, but that they were willing to try it because they really wanted to taste the cookies and were willing to wait in the line in order to get a taste of it.
Come with me to the Crumbl cookie pop-up in Sydney at Bondi. I was actually really sketched out because I found this through TikTok and Instagram, and it wasn't endorsed by Crumbl, but I went there anyways. It was next to this gas station, and oh my god, look at the line. There were so many people. We arrived 30 minutes before the pop-up, but there were still so many people in front of us. Because the line was so long and we were in front of a gas station, everyone was just staring at what was even going on.
And they sure were paying the price because these cookies were nearly double the price of an actual Crumbl cookie in the US. Typically, a cookie from Crumbl is gonna start at around $5 or so, which for a cookie is already pricey. But these cookies were $17.50 Australian, which is about $12 and some change US. So we're talking about some really freaking expensive cookies. They better taste amazing, right? Well, unfortunately, they didn't get the freshest freaking cookies. People who went and waited in this long line reviewed the cookies and noted that they didn't taste very fresh, they were breaking apart, and they certainly were not worth the price or the hype that the cookies had been getting online.
Oh, it's breaking off. It's like breaking off. It's like something I can make that. But rate this 7.6. Already a 9. It was fresh. So these are breaking apart. In terms of freshness, 0 out of 5. Just this. Twix. It's a 3 out of 10. Out of 1. 1 out of 10. But she sucks. Okay, anyways, we're all rating. I'd give mine at 8 out of 10. Was it worth waiting in line for 45 minutes? Maybe yes, because there's no Crumbl here, but no, because people were fighting and the cookies are $17.
These shit shows. That is disgusting. They're edible. They're good. They're yum, but the way, the price, the hype, they're so much better.
They're very expensive, like $17 for a cookie.
Guys, we went to the Crumbl cookie pop-up in Bondi.
Oh wow, look at that.
Large chunks of chocolate chip.
Opening that up. Oh my god.
Good. I'm underwhelmed.
I'm really underwhelmed.
There's a place in Martin Place that's doing these cookies with they've got was it worth it?
I can't believe I waited an hour. That's what I like. The rest of them,
Terrible.
The pop-up then began to get a lot of backlash as more and more videos were being posted and people in the comments were starting to question things as well. People were calling it a scam. They were really thrown off by the pricing, finding the whole thing ridiculous and just weird. The Instagram account for the pop-up ended up getting deleted, but the TikTok account remains, except they've since deleted all of the content they originally had on the page. The only thing that they have left up is a bio that says not endorsed by Crumbl, just fans Crumble's importing, and they link to a Google Doc, which is their response to all of the backlash that they have received since putting on the pop-up. In the Google Doc, there is more context to how they went about this entire thing, and it is insane. In the Google Doc, they wrote, "Hi everyone, we want to address the drama surrounding the event. Are you officially Crumbl? No. We never claimed to be an official Crumbl store. This was clearly stated in bio and our comments. Our goal was to bring the authentic Crumbl cookies to Australia by importing the cookies directly from the USA." Next, they addressed, are they genuine Crumbl cookies? And this is where it just, oh my gosh, you guys buckle up. They said, yes, 100%. We traveled to the US to purchase the cookies and imported them with their original packaging. We did not bake them ourselves. See below Crumbl receipts and matching bank transfers. And they showed screenshots of them actually buying these cookies from Crumbl, you guys. Like, they went to Crumbl in the US and came back with them. They then addressed trademark concerns. They said Crumbl's trademarks are available at, and they linked where they're available at. They said, we did not use their trademarks in our videos on TikTok, and they addressed the quality of the cookie, saying Crumbl cookies should be kept at room temperature in an airtight container for up to 3 days or refrigerated for up to 7 days. We kept them to these requirements. Some were warmed to enhance their texture, which is what Crumbl does as well. While most customers enjoyed the cookies, a couple of influencers felt they didn't meet expectations. We apologize that they don't live up to expectations. However, they are just cookies at the end of the day. While there may be a small difference in quality, some flavors may not appeal to some. A lot of people have reached out to us who were there saying they were delicious and thank you for selling them. See below. And they attached some messages that they got. Someone said, thank you, I got some and they were so good. And they said, thank you for coming. Another message they received said, hi Crumbl cookie, we were in line today and we tried your Crumbl cookies. They are amazing and we hope that you can stay in Sydney. We love you. And they wrote, thank you for coming. I mean, clearly in that last message, the person thought that they bought from the actual Crumbl cookie, just based off the way that they said, we hope you can stay in Sydney. Like, that message was not giving anything close to, we hope that you could fly to the US and bring back these cookies again type of energy. But they also claimed that this was not about profit for them. They said, this event was never about profit. We aimed to bring the cookies to Crumbl fans. We did not aim to make money, and some rough costs are below. $4,000 on flights and luggage, $6,000 on the cookies and packaging, $2,000 in duties, taxes, and customs brokering, over $1,000 in staffing, additional costs for microwaves, tables, venue, and marketing. With all these expenses, we set the prices without an intention of making a large profit. They then addressed the reselling of the Crumbl cookies and the legalities of it all, because that is what a lot of people are talking about right now. They wrote, reselling them, importing and reselling is called parallel imports. Parallel imports are legal and more information can be found, and they attached this link. They also said customs and compliance. We followed all legal procedures, declaring the cookies as commercial goods and obtaining the necessary approvals from Australian customs. We've attached the customs entry with sensitive information redacted to confirm that everything was imported legally and cleared by biosecurity. Now, I will say that some of the content that was on this TikTok page prior to the pop-up wasn't exactly hiding what they were planning. I mean, they did post that they were flying to the USA to pick up Crumbl cookies, literally showing them at the airport, landing and getting the cookies, and then taking them back. They also posted saying, cookies secured. We are on our way back with them now. See you all on the 25th of September at 5 p.m. And they put the address of the pop-up. And I will say that I do think that if you were to just see Crumbl is coming to Sydney in this advertisement and you saw the address, you would maybe send it to your friend and be like, we got to go to this, you know? And I would be under the impression that Crumbl was coming to Sydney, and maybe I wouldn't look at the other videos on the page. I would just, think I need to see this one. But if you took a deep dive, then you surely knew what the heck was going on. Now, this is where I think it's just kind of gross, because they said that they had to delay the pop-up because their flight got delayed. So they wouldn't be able to do the pop-up when they originally planned, which was supposed to be on the 25th. And that means that the cookies were even older when they got back than they expected. They got the cookies and the pop-up was on the 29th. All right, you guys, like that's a long time they had these freaking cookies before they got them in people's hands. And from personal experience, Crumbl cookies are really only amazing on the first day, and then after that they go a little downhill, and by day 3 you don't even want them anymore. So I can't even imagine what a whole other couple of days had these cookies tasting like. I mean, it is truly no wonder that people complained about what these cookies were tasting like. But truly, the audacity to still charge so much knowing that these were old cookies, like what is wrong with people? Like, I'm just looking at this TikTok. Unfortunately, due to flight delays, the pop-up will be rescheduled. How do people that were going to this and seeing all the TikToks still want to go? The account had also responded to some comments that they got on a post that they made of how there was such a big turnout for the event. Someone said, I feel like you just made them but posing as Crumbl, and they said, we imported them from Crumbl USA. Someone else said, are you affiliated with Crumbl Cookie? And they wrote, we aren't, just fans who imported them from USA. Now everyone online reacting to this is saying how legally they're going to be in so much trouble and hopefully nobody gets sick from these old cookies, asking those who have reviewed it if they're feeling all right. But I will say the legal side of TikTok, they are having a field day breaking all of this down.
So there are a couple of legal issues, as you can imagine, with the whole Crumbl Cookies drama over in Sydney. So essentially, the first one is a trademark issue. Crumbl Cookies from the US has trademarked their guy with the chef's hat and the guy with the chef's hat, as well as the word Crumbl Cookies next to it. So that has been successfully trademarked. They haven't been able to trademark the name Crumbl, from what I can tell. That's in process, and IP Australia has rejected that trademark for now. But anyway, they've got the chef's hat guy trademarked. And when I look at videos from people who were in the line trying to get a Crumbl cookie, they had like branding stuck up on the windows which showed the guy in the chef's hat and the word Crumbl Cookies next to it as well, from what I could tell. So that would be an infringement of Crumbl Cookies trademark rights. The other issue is that it's actually a breach of Crumbl Cookies terms and conditions. So if you go onto their website, have a look, and I can see the people who did the pop-up, they posted some receipts showing that they purchased like thousands of dollars of these cookies, and it looks like those purchases were made online. The online terms and conditions for Crumbl Cookies explicitly says you can't use their products for commercial purposes, which is essentially like retail. So they breach their terms and conditions by reselling those products. So there's that. Obviously, there's also potentially some misleading and deceptive conduct type issues. I know that online in the TikTok comments and stuff, they were saying, the people who did the pop-up were saying that they did not represent that they were Crumbl Cookies and like made it known that they were just like reselling them. But unfortunately, like the branding and whatnot that I could see in the videos looked kind of misleading. So you've got that issue. I'm not really sure that it's going to be like a big enough scandal that the ACCC would investigate, but who knows? Then there's also like food regulatory, resale regulations and whatnot. I'm not across that at all, but maybe there's some kind of like licensing or food permits that you need.
And this one TikTok user honestly just cracked me up with what she said about this whole thing, writing, we need to give the people behind Crumbl Sydney honorary American citizenship because that's a level of international law breaking and fraud that only someone with an American spirit would be crazy enough to attempt. I truly just can't believe this was something that really happened over the weekend, but that is the Crumbl scam that has been going viral. I want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, and let me know your thoughts. And if you would have ever waited or paid this much to try a Crumbl cookie. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.